distinguished teachers and educators and members of the Aga Khan University Examinations Board, Assalamu alaikum. It's been a wonderful, a very stimulating, and a very engaging day for me. And I'd like to thank Dr. Shehzad Jiva and the Aga Khan Examination Board's team for organizing this wonderful, successful, and stimulating principals conference. We at Oxford University Press greatly value our relationship with the Aga Khan University Examination Board, and we look forward to continuing working with them. I think the standards that have been set by the Aga Khan University Examination Board provide a very important benchmark for education in Pakistan. And I think for improving the standards of education, this new examination, well, it's not new anymore. This examination board is going a long way to encourage a system of examinations that enables children to be original, to read, to question, and to provide their own answers without having to reproduce what is written in textbooks. And in any case, it discourages rote learning and it improves and encourages originality. I think today has been a very learning experience for me. A very interesting day, I think, beginning with the speech of Dr. Shehzad Jiva, the keynote, the address by the chief guest, Shahnaz Wazir Ali, the keynote address by Nicholas Horsburgh on ownership and engagement. And I think I was really inspired by his story of the goat boy, who has become a professor at a university in Budapest, and the inspirational school, Neelbagh, that he's been running, that he was running in India. The brilliant activity by Abbas Hussain, the other sessions on quality education and on textbooks were absolutely fascinating. Oxford University Press is a department of the University of Oxford. It furthers the university's objectives of excellence in research, scholarship, and education by publishing worldwide. The Pakistan branch of Oxford University Press was established in 1952, and today it has offices and bookshops in 26 towns and cities across Pakistan, and is working very actively in both the private and public sectors. We at Oxford University Press try to publish the very best in textbooks, in children's books, in digital resources, because we want to make books and reading and learning a part of children's lives. And we do this through the publication of high quality, colorful, appealing books, and through activities that we organize, such as the Karachi Literature Festival, the Children's Literature Festival, and a host of other programs that we organize. And these programs include the Oxford Big Read, in which we are encouraging children to read books and write reviews of books. This is a program that is being held all over Pakistan. We've also introduced the Oxford Quality program in schools, in which schools that achieve a certain criteria are given the endorsement by Oxford University called Oxford Quality. And this is a kind of a plaque that is displayed in schools. And we've also introduced the Oxford Teachers Academy, which is a professional development program for teachers in which the certificate is issued by Oxford University. This is the first time that Oxford University is issuing certificates outside the university itself. But today I just want to say a few words to you about the importance of reading. According to a leading child care expert, a child is never too young for books. Holding back on books until a child can read is like not talking to the child until he or she can speak. I strongly believe in the power of reading and storytelling. When children read, they gaze into the future, they travel back in history, and they learn the rhythm of language. And experts today say that babies should be introduced to books and even to things around them, because that will help them learn later. The minds of children are like snowflakes. No two of them are alike, and yet each is perfect in its beauty. They possess individuality, originality, creativity. You only have to read fairs to know how access to a small library from which he could borrow books led to his interest in poetry. Fair said that he went to a tiny library near his house from where he would borrow books on, Tilisme Hoshraba and books by Abdul Halim Sharar. And also, he said he read Dagh, Mir, and Ghalib. And he said that these books left such a strong impression on him that is what got him interested in writing poetry. So the more children read, actually, the more they will start writing. So we must allow our children and youth the intellectual freedom and motivate them to seek knowledge. We need to guide our young towards books and the search for knowledge. We have to encourage them to learn from every source, from books, by attending seminars, from magazines, newspapers, films, television program, internet. They should be encouraged to seek knowledge and to get exposed to diverse points of view, because it's only when they are exposed to different perspectives that they can then process that knowledge and form their own opinions. It's not for us to give children our received wisdom or to tell them about our opinions. Of course, we are humans, and our opinions creep into what we tell our children. But at the same time, we should encourage them to read from different sources and then to think about what they have read and to process that knowledge and, as I said, form their own opinions. I just want to say something very briefly about our system of rote learning in Pakistan, which is a huge disadvantage to students because it destroys analytical thought. It stops children from asking questions and it blocks their natural curiosity, which is the first step to learning. And this is something that we have to somehow avoid, and we must extricate it by overhauling our assessment and our examination system, as has been done by the Aga Khan University Examinations Board. So supplementary reading is absolutely critical, and it's a very important aspect of pedagogy, because pedagogy is not solely about teaching the textbook in the classroom. The aim of pedagogy is to equip students with a dynamic and an independent means of searching for and finding, analyzing, and profiting from knowledge. Another aspect of pedagogy is the national curriculum. However, a curriculum is limited only by its nature, as it can only provide guidelines and a framework and objectives. But what is important is how these guidelines are implemented by teachers, by students, and by schools, because only then can it provide healthy intellectual growth. Studies have shown that while students develop the ability to memorize, they lack the skills necessary to apply that knowledge to real-life situations and to learn the skills that they have to learn for the 21st century. I think, all day today we've been talking about the skills for the 4 C's, and actually Shanaz Wazir Ali mentioned 8 C's. She added many more. And these are very important because, now we have to teach our children skills that will serve them for the rest of their lives. Because many of them, children who are leaving school now, will probably be working at jobs that have not been invented. So we can't possibly provide them with the knowledge that they need to do a certain job, because we don't know what job they'll be doing tomorrow. And it is only when we give them the skill for independent research, for original thinking, that they'll be able to handle the challenges of the future. The provision of quality education in Pakistan is a complex issue. As you know, there are about 60 million children of school-going age in Pakistan today. Of those 60 million, 25 million children don't go to school. And of the children who go to school, of course, every morning, 40 million children go to school in Pakistan. in private schools and in government schools. And as Shanaz said this morning, 43% go to private schools. So even 40 million is a large number. It is double the size. It is actually equal to the population of Spain and 4 times the size of Sweden. But we also have to do something about the 25 million children who are running around in the streets, not going to school. And those who are going to school, the 40 million, are not learning. Their learning levels are far below what they should be. So that's why I say that the provision of quality education is very complex in Pakistan. It's not just a question of the number of schools needed, or even a policy of universal education. We have universal education in Pakistan, but we don't have enough schools. And this policy has been there for years. We need to set new priorities and ensure that education is actually an enjoyable learning process for all our children, and not merely the ritual of going to school. And I think this is what the Principals Conference today has actually shown, and this is the kind of I think knowledge and education and learning that all of us, at least there's something that I have learned, that it is absolutely critical to make sure that learning becomes enjoyable, it becomes relevant, it becomes fun, and I'm sure that all of you have enjoyed this conference here today, and I hope that this is the second Aga Khan Examination Board conference held in Karachi, and I hope that it will really become an annual event, and I hope that it will travel to other parts of Pakistan. But I'm delighted to see that there are principals here from all over Pakistan. So thank you very much. I'd like to thank, Dr. Shahzad Jiva and the Aga Khan University Examination Board's team for organizing this wonderful conference. It's a great pleasure and an honor for Oxford University Press to partner with them. And thank you very much for your patience listening. Goodbye to all of you, and hope to see you next year. Assalamu alaikum.